We know the flashing lights work based on my other video, but is it the light or the flash from the gold? I'm going to test that by hooking up a mullet to a French blade, which will give off the same flash as this minus the light right now. Welcome back! If you're new to the channel, we cover kayak modifications, spin, and fly fishing. So poke that subscribe button so you don't miss anything. I did a 5-day experiment with my fishing buddy on whether these flashing lights work, and you can see those results in this video right here. So now I want to test, was it the light or was it the flash from the blade? So I've drilled a hole through the bottom of a French blade. You can get, a handful of these for about $3 instead of $1.50 for each one of these. And I'm going to attach a live mullet right there to the hook. So it'll look like a flashing mullet body right next to the mullet. And I'm going to see if that is as productive as this, because this is certainly a lot less expensive. Granted, I'm going to start this experiment on a sunny day, and I know that light will work even on a cloudy day where this may not be as effective. But let's see what happens over my next couple trips. So here's what the flasher looks like all rigged up. I would think that that would attract a lot of attention. First fish on the French blade spinner, little flounder. I'm going to throw him back. Just caught a bluefish on the silver French blade. Okay, got something on here. It's sticking to the bottom, so it feels like a stingray. Holy mackerel, I think I got doubles. This was on the gold French blade. Definitely a stingray or something. Yep, stingray. So I'll go check the other one. Nice bluefish from the Alvey reel. Just had a bite off on the one without any blade on it. And I think I'm getting a hit on the other one, but I'm going to let it sit for a minute. So my strategy for today is there's a very high tide coefficient. I think it's about 110, which means that the tide is going to move fast. So I'm going to put it on my slip bobber, throw it upstream of the tide, and let it sweep across the flats that I'm fishing on right now. Last year I was able to catch a couple reds in this flat, but there were more mullet around. Let's see. I love the distance I'm getting with that ardent gliss. Check out my other video on that. I think I will upgrade to the 40-pound test though next year instead of using the 24 that I'm using right now. 2 on the flasher, 2 without the flasher. I thought I had a good idea to use these blades in conjunction with some live bait, just like I was using the flashing lights earlier. Because the bottom line is that these blades are really cheap. You can get a whole stack of them here for about $2.50, and that's a good deal. But here's the problem. After using them for a time or two in brackish water, they turn into this. That's not going to attract anything. And I'm certainly not going to go polish this before I come out and go fishing. So even though my results were just kind of getting started, it's the end of the season, so there's not much action going on now. Anyway, didn't have any firm conclusions on whether this worked or not, but based on this tarnish, I'm going to call off the experiment and call it a failure. Instead, I'm going to stick with the flashing lights. Yeah, the gold outside does get equally tarnished, but the lights continue to work. And even today, probably my last kayak fishing trip of the year, I was using the lights, my buddy wasn't. I threw out the lights next to my fish call. I caught 2 reds, 2 stingrays, and lost 2 more. He only caught 1 red and nothing else, and he was just on plain bait. So I'm going to continue to go with the multicolored lights. I'm going to abandon the blade idea, but if any of you guys have experience with attaching these blades to bait, hey, throw in the comments below, because maybe I'm calling off this experiment a little too early. I don't think so, given the tarnish, but I'm willing to listen and give it another go. Thanks.